What's a fact you learned way too late in life that blew your mind? Storing berries in glass jars makes them last exceptionally longer in your fridge. Others are not thinking about you as much as you think they are. That leaving grape juice for a year in my closet doesn't mean it turns into wine. Helium is mined from the ground. You can buy a cake anytime. It doesn't have to be for a birthday. Nobody checks. There's no point in arguing with people online. They're always just waiting for their turn to type talk, and it rarely ends cordially. Just disagree, have the thought, then move on. I used to think that having facts and logic on your side will automatically convince someone their argument is incorrect, but boy was I wrong. You will face scrutiny and hatred regardless of what you decide to do, so you might as well spend your time doing what you want. If you need to figure out a percentage of a number but it's tough out whatever, you can just move the percent sign to the other number and solve it that way. That's a weird way to say it. Here are some examples. What's 16% of 25? No idea. But I know 25% of 16 is 4, and there's your answer to the first problem. 60% of 125? Who knows? But 125% of 60 is easier. It's 75. What's 4% of 75? Easy. It's 3 because that's 75% of 4. I wish I could say that learning this actually changed my life. It didn't. But it did blow my mind as someone who thought he knew some cool obscure math tricks. This seems trivial, but it still blew my mind. Love really works best when it's mutual. It doesn't always have to be equal, but if the love is only coming from one side, it's not really good for anyone in the end. How your seemingly very capable, perfectly logical parents can suddenly start to decline very quickly and become withdrawn, difficult, suspicious people who are clearly suffering but are very hard to help. Not everyone is as nice empathetic as I am. This was a very difficult thing to accept. That I like someone does not mean they like me. You can't make someone like you. And if you try, it will probably make them like you less. Rubbing alcohol dissolves acrylic paint. When I was a teen, I thought I was much better than other girls for not caring about boys. Dumb, I'm gay. Finances. Like how loans, debt, and credit ratings really work. BIT stands for binary digit. The way people, at least typical Western middle-class people, relate to their parents changes a lot as one ages, but in a very standard, typical way. When you are a kid, you often look up to your parents, or at least crave their approval. You can't imagine it any other way. As a teenager, you may still love and respect your parents, but your esteem for them just plummets. Suddenly, they seem so hopelessly out of touch. Once you stop living with your parents, they seem a lot less annoying, but you start to take stock of all the problems you have in your life and trace them back to your parents. This stage lasts for a while, and, depending on how deep you feel the damages, you may become a lot more distant from your parents. Some people stay this way for the rest of their lives, but, in my experience, it's usually not the case. Like with all the other stages, it feels like it will last forever. It feels you have reached your final wise conclusion. But then, at some point, you just make your peace. You see your parents as a mixture of their own problematic childhoods and issues they had as adults and shielded you from. You see how often, as bad as they may have done, they were actually trying their best for you. And you realize that the one hurting the most from your grudges is yourself. Nothing in life is pure black or white. Everything is a certain shade of gray.